What's up, guys? I just launched a brand new TikTok clipping page and wanted to walk you through my entire process so you can see exactly how I build this from scratch. I'm going to edit, post, and track every single performance metric live so you know precisely what I'm doing and, more importantly, why it works. The niche I picked for this specific experiment is Christian religion clips because they have been absolutely blowing up on my For You page lately. I figured I'd lean hard into that current trend right now to see what kind of engaging results we can pull in for this page. First things first, we need to nail down the profile setup so that the page looks professional and trustworthy right from the very first impression. I made a quick, simple logo and a brief bio, keeping it clean and easy to read. Just something that clearly states the Christian Clipper. I actually created the profile picture inside CapCut by dropping in a basic image, adding some clean text, and then just screenshotting that result for the icon. That whole method was quick and ugly effective, which is honestly all you need to establish a strong starting point. I also tossed together a very simple bio so that new visitors immediately know what the entire purpose of this page is all about. If you are serious about growing any kind of account online, having even a simple, consistent visual identity really does matter in the long run. Before I dive into the nitty-gritty editing details, I wanted to take a moment to mention I set up a free Discord community for all creators, clippers, and editors out there. This is a completely no-cost space for us to actively trade ideas, ask tough questions, and level up our collective skills together. I'll be sure to drop the official invite link right down in the description below for anyone who wants to join the conversation and connect. Okay, let's move on to the actual clip hunt, which is where we diligently search for the high-potential viral gold. I found a really promising podcast snippet on YouTube featuring a Charlie Kirk interview where the guest becomes visibly emotional during the discussion. Moments like that, where raw emotion is involved, always carry classic viral potential because emotion is what truly drives engagement on these apps. Normally, I would download YouTube videos using a third-party tool like Y2Mate because it's traditionally fast and generally provides decent quality files. However, I have to admit that process is definitely becoming an old-school step that adds unnecessary time to the workflow. Modern tools like Vizard can now pull long videos straight from a simple URL link and then automatically analyze them for all the high engagement moments. This kind of automated analysis saves a massive amount of valuable time if your ultimate goal is to actually scale your content output significantly. For the purpose of this demo, I downloaded the file conventionally and imported it directly into my Premiere Pro timeline. The very first thing I always do inside Premiere is utilize the built-in feature to completely transcribe the entire raw audio file. Having that full transcript generated allows me to quickly search for specific keywords or those exact keylines I want to highlight. If you are trying to avoid transcribing anything manually, Vizard's auto-edit feature will locate all the viral parts for you without any effort. It intelligently surfaces emotional peaks, strong attention-grabbing hooks, and those highly replayable moments without you hunting through raw audio. I also have a crucial habit of always checking the YouTube comments section for timestamps provided by other engaged viewers. If people are commenting things like, 248 was the part where he cries, that's a massive signal of a high probability viral moment waiting to be clipped. These community-provided timestamps act as valuable social proof that a certain segment is deeply meaningful and worth dedicating watch time to. I found a great comment pointing directly to that intense emotional segment, so I jumped straight to that exact part in the timeline immediately. Now for the actual editing. The raw segment I isolated was about 5 minutes long, which is perfect for chopping into multiple short-form clips. Generally speaking, you can safely split a longer video into multiple 30 to 90-second chunks for maximum short-form performance. For this specific Christian page test, I decided to post one full, impactful, emotional clip first, just to gauge the initial audience reaction. In Premiere, I duplicated the main video track and then scaled up a slightly larger background copy beneath the main window. Next, I applied a heavy Gaussian blur effect to that background layer to successfully create that modern, appealing blurred frame look. I then added a subtle drop shadow and a very slight, clean border so the vertical 9:16 crop looks completely native and polished on TikTok. Next up is the all-important watermark placement time to establish consistent brand recognition across the entire platform. I use a simple word mark utilizing the extra bold Monsterette font and then intentionally lower the opacity quite a bit to make it less intrusive. You want this stamp to be small and semi-transparent so it aids in branding, but absolutely does not annoy or distract your viewers from the content. I add this small, consistent visual stamp across the entire duration of the video clip to ensure maximum brand recall. Now, let's talk briefly about some common algorithm evasion tricks that some successful creators use to avoid platform fingerprinting. Some people apply tiny, almost unnoticeable transformations, like a minute 3D swivel or sometimes a simple mirror flip on the final export. You can also apply a very slight pitch shift to the accompanying audio if necessary, along with some incredibly subtle crop movements. But please, never overdo these subtle tricks. because you still fundamentally want the final clip to feel completely natural and organic to the viewer. For the outro sequence, I often utilize easy-to-customize jitter templates that are simple to adapt to my current brand colors. I made a clean, short, 5 to 6 second outro using our specific light blue brand color and swapped the placeholder with my actual page logo. If you are currently stuck using only the free versions of editing software, always export at 720p, because that is usually high enough quality for TikTok's feed. Exporting at that lower resolution also helps you completely avoid those frustrating export limit headaches that higher quality files sometimes tend to cause. A completely non-negotiable element for short-form content success is having stylish, burned-in captions that grab attention immediately. I personally use a tool called FireCut for my rapid captioning because it has the fantastic added benefit of automatically removing filler words like and ah. FireCut also includes a smart auto-zoom feature that focuses directly on the speaker's face, which is a huge time saver for dynamic interviews. If you prefer to keep all your production steps contained within one application, both Premiere Pro and CapCut offer solid native caption features now. Here is a major pro tip for maximum readability. Pick a bold, highly readable font, use a color matching your branding, and aim for fewer words on screen at once. This focused approach ensures that viewers can easily read the text without feeling rushed or needing to constantly pause or rewind the clip. If you are someone who truly wants to skip the majority of that manual captioning and styling work, Vizard is genuinely brilliant at this exact stage. It intelligently scans the finished transcript, suggests the absolute best hooks for titles, auto-generates perfectly timed captioned clips, and can even render platform-optimized versions. This means instead of dedicating a solid 30 to 60 minutes of focused effort per single clip, you can batch produce dozens in one afternoon session. After I finished sizing and positioning all the necessary captions, the main video edit was essentially complete and ready for final touches. I added a simple, concise title card that perfectly summed up the clip's main idea, something like how to cope with family loss. I also positioned a subtle, relevant stock image within the frame just to add a tiny bit of extra visual context to the viewer's experience. With the creative edit wrapped up, I exported the final file from the software and immediately moved over to the platform's upload screen. For the initial TikTok post, I used a very short caption that mirrored the on-screen title card, keeping it direct like how to cope with family loss. A crucial step I never skip is to always credit the original content creator, so I made sure to tag Charlie Kirk since it came from his podcast. For hashtags, I highly recommend sticking to about 5 to 7 highly relevant tags, focusing on terms like Jesus, Christian, and Christian TikTok. And the key strategy here is keeping your tags very targeted and specific, rather than just using broad, overly generic terms that everyone else is using. The choice of accompanying background audio also matters a great deal for setting the appropriate emotional tone for the viewer. Since this particular clip was deeply emotional, I searched for a sad, gentle piano-based song that perfectly fit that reflective mood I wanted to convey. I like to favorite a small, consistent pool of audio tracks that I use repeatedly across many clips to help build a unified audio identity for the whole page. Then I finally published the video and waited patiently because the initial results will naturally vary quite a bit between your first few uploads. A lot of dedicated clipping tools like Opus promise completely effortless auto-posting capabilities across all social channels automatically. However, in my direct experience, the resulting engagement from that fully automatic posting can often be inconsistent or simply flop entirely for unknown reasons. Opus is useful for getting bulk content out quickly, but its AI often failed to select the best thumbnails or the strongest hooks for my specific clips. Furthermore, if you truly want complete creative control over how your clip is ultimately presented, manual tweaks will always be a necessary component. This is precisely the stage where a dedicated tool like Vizard truly shines for creators who demand both high scale and high quality in their daily output. Its auto-edit feature finds the specific viral moments that real people actually stop scrolling to watch, which is incredibly valuable for watch time. The auto-schedule function publishes those clips automatically at the exact chosen posting cadence you personally define for your overall content plan. The integrated content calendar then lets you plan, review, and tweak all your upcoming social posts across every platform in one single unified dashboard. When compared directly to a manual Premiere plus export workflow or even CapCut batch exports, Vizard reduces that overall time friction significantly. When compared head-to-head against Opus, Vizard offers smarter clip selection and superior on-screen packaging, which often translates to higher CTR and watch time. Now, I am certainly not claiming that Vizard does every single special effect or customization perfectly for you automatically. If you are someone who loves customizing watermark placement precisely, adding specific 3D rotation tweaks, or building super detailed motion graphics, tools like Premiere are still functionally unbeatable. For creators who are currently on a very tight budget and need something intuitive, CapCut remains the ultimate go-to application because it is powerful and mostly free. But if your primary, overwhelming goal is to rapidly scale a clipping page from absolute zero and test dozens of clips fast, Vizard offers the perfect balance of automation and smart creative choices. Fast forwarding to the results, I posted that first clip and then diligently monitored its performance across the initial hours. Within the first few hours, the video did not immediately explode in views, which is a completely normal part of this learning and testing game. That initial premiere edit I packaged so nicely seemed to perform noticeably better than a few quick test uploads I tried using Opus, which proves presentation matters. For this specific new channel, I am officially committing to doubling down hard over the next 30 days, posting daily, rapidly iterating on my hooks, and using the data to guide my strategy. If you managed to watch this entire detailed breakdown from start to finish, thank you so much. I genuinely appreciate you sticking around for the whole journey. Please head over and join the free Discord community if you want to actively swap notes and ideas with other creators in real time. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for future progress reports and in-depth updates on how the strategy evolves. I will continue posting detailed progress breakdowns, and I'll include the specific metrics about which tools I used and why I made those crucial decisions. If you are planning to start your own clipping page soon, definitely try this core workflow. Find emotional timestamps via comments, make a clean vertical crop with a blurred background, add a subtle watermark, caption crisply, and splice in a short outro. If you want to speed up that entire manual process significantly, I highly recommend you test Vizard because it can shave off hours while keeping clips authentic and engaging. All right, I am heading off now to keep posting more content and rigorously track all the data coming in from these new uploads this week. I plan to report back in exactly 1 month with hard performance metrics, the absolute winning clip types, and everything I'm planning to change based on the analytics. If you are also down to experiment and test things out in your own unique niche, let me know what you are testing and I'll happily share some extra brainstorming ideas. Thank you all for watching this deep dive, and I will catch you in the next progress update. Peace out to everyone.